Whatever your sun, moon, or rising sign, there is a message in the sky waiting for you.
This is Horoscope TV, your essential guide to astrology.
Welcome back to Horoscope TV. We are here today to analyze the major celestial events shaping the entire year 2026 for the compassionate, highly intuitive, and deeply sensitive sign of Pisces. And if you are listening to this, you likely know that the last 2.5 years have been, well, a monumental period of testing and maturation.
To say the least.
But 2026 is not just any year. This is your cosmic graduation. You have earned this transition, and the energy of the entire calendar, it really feels designed to reward the resilience you've built.
That is the perfect framing for it. For Pisces, 2026 is truly an era of immense, almost palpable liberation.
Liberation, I like that.
We are going to analyze the powerful transits that create this shift, especially the monumental, once in 3 decades exit of Saturn from your sign.
It's just huge.
It's huge. And then you have this subsequent, highly beneficial entry of Jupiter into your health and work sectors. This entire sequence signals a profound movement.
A movement from what to what, exactly?
You're shifting out of a cycle of constant personal identity restructuring and entering straight into a rewarding phase of tangible wealth building and true, unburdened self-discovery.
Wow.
So we'll look closely at the astrological data to understand exactly how this impacts your professional life, your financial architecture, your love life, and crucially, how you integrate all this newfound freedom into your personal wellness.
Okay, let's start analyzing this seismic shift then. The core resonant message that we're drawing from this astrological data is absolutely freedom and self-worth.
Exactly.
Pisces, you are finally graduating from what was arguably an incredibly tough, restrictive cosmic cycle and moving into a vastly more rewarding and lighter phase.
Right.
You can almost feel the universe saying, the hard work is done, now go reap the benefits.
Yeah, that's it.
To help you navigate this massive energy transition, we are going to break down the entire year into 5 clearly defined phases. We'll start with the great unburdening, focusing on your identity and health. Then we'll analyze the creative flow, which jumpstarts your career luck.
A really fun one.
Yeah. Then we'll detail the strategic focus required for the financial architect phase, which is where you monetize your maturity.
So important.
Next, we will cover the wellness upgrade and wrap up with the relationship sprint to see how love and partnerships conclude this massive year.
We simply have to begin with the most impactful and personal transit of the year.
It has to be Saturn.
It has to be Saturn. It's the final grueling stretch of Saturn, the heavy taskmaster planet moving through Pisces, which is your first house of self and identity.
Right.
Saturn's job is to restructure, build boundaries, and enforce maturity. For the last 2 years, that restructuring has been happening to you.
It's been forced on you, really.
Exactly. Forcing you to confront exactly who you are, what you stand for, and what limitations you need to accept or overcome.
And as 2026 opens, that pressure cooker energy isn't suddenly gone, is it? It's hitting its final demanding climax.
Precisely. We call this the final exam, and it lasts until Saturn finally leaves Pisces on February 13th.
Okay, so what does that feel like?
If you feel extra tired, perpetually heavy, or if your motivation seems to have vanished, understand that your body and psyche are completing a massive multi-year integration process.
So you're basically processing everything you've learned.
You are assimilating all the hard-won lessons about structure and self-discipline. Astrologically, since Pisces traditionally rules the feet,
The very foundation of our movement.
right, and it also governs fluids and the lymphatic system. So this is the time to be ultra cautious. The data advises prioritizing restorative sleep, paying extra attention to foot care like treating persistent injuries or getting supportive shoes, and maintaining impeccable hydration.
So the message is emphatically not to push through this period.
Absolutely not. Pushing will lead to burnout. This final push requires you to surrender to the process, allowing your body and mind to settle, not sprint.
So it's like the end of a marathon.
Think of it as the final agonizing few meters of a marathon where the finish line is in sight, but you are running on empty. You need care, not competition, until mid-February.
And then comes the truly monumental shift, the great release.
Yes.
When Saturn finally exits Pisces on February 13th, the contrast in energy is frequently described as night and day. It's an incredibly powerful metaphor, like a weighted vest being taken off.
And it feels that literal. The transition will be profound. The physical manifestation of this freedom is often immediate and exhilarating.
What kind of things will people notice?
Any chronic fatigue, general physical heaviness, or even persistent feelings of melancholy or isolation that have plagued you, they should dramatically lift.
Wow.
More importantly, the constant, sometimes crushing pressure to grow up, to prove yourself, or to operate under self-imposed restrictions.
Yeah.
It just evaporates.
So your whole baseline changes.
Your entire energy baseline shifts upward. For the first time in a long time, you stop feeling like you are constantly swimming against the current or fighting against gravity just to exist.
The life path implication here is enormous, especially since Pisces is often associated with youthful dreaming or a lack of hard boundaries. The data suggests the tests are officially over, but you keep the maturity.
That's the core reward. That's the whole point. You now possess the structure, the resilience, and the self-awareness that Saturn demanded.
But without the pressure.
But without the constant external cosmic pressure driving the process, you have integrated the lessons. You have graduated, and now you get to use that fundamental, solid maturity to simply handle life with a grace and ease that was impossible before 2026.
And that confidence you've built is the key that unlocks everything else, right? Like the financial success we'll talk about later.
It's the foundation for everything.
And just as that heavy psychological weight lifts, the universe provides a major dedicated boost to your physical well-being. This is the wellness upgrade. Starting June 30th, lucky Jupiter moves into Leo, which is your 6th house of health, routine, and daily systems.
This is truly exciting because, in astrological terms, the data categorizes this as the best transit for healing you've experienced in a decade.
Okay, explain to us why this specific transit Jupiter in the 6th house is so effective.
Well, the 6th house rules the systematic way you live your life. Your habits, your daily workflow, the services you use, and your relationship with your physical body.
Right, the nitty-gritty.
The nitty-gritty. And Jupiter is the planet of expansion, luck, and solutions. So if you've been struggling for years to find an effective workout plan, the right diagnosis for a lingering issue, or even just a doctor who listens,
The solution just appears.
the solution tends to appear during this transit, often described as showing up almost magically. Your body responds incredibly well to new treatments.
And it's in Leo, so does that matter?
It does. Because Jupiter is moving through Leo, the transit emphasizes the areas ruled by Leo: the heart, the spine, and general circulation vitality. So if you adopt a healthy habit, Jupiter expands its positive effect rapidly.
So this suggests that if you start exercising in July, you'll see disproportionately fast results compared to any other time.
Precisely. The universe is backing your health initiatives. And it's not just physical health. If you're a business owner, the 6th house also rules your employees and your systems.
Ah,
Jupiter here means you hire great people and you finally set up the automated systems that save you hours every week. This is structural wellness applied to your life schedule.
but Jupiter is famous for its excesses. It is the planet of expansion, and that always comes with a celestial warning. What are the potential pitfalls here, especially for a newly liberated Pisces?
That tension is crucial. You're right. The primary contradiction of Jupiter is that it expands whatever it touches,
Good and bad.
good and bad. In the 6th house, if you're not careful, that expansive energy can manifest as an abundance of calories or unchecked indulgence, which can lead to unwanted weight gain.
Okay, and on the other side?
Conversely, the 6th house rules work volume. So it can also mean an abundance of work or taking on too many tasks, leading directly to burnout just as you've achieved freedom.
How does the strategy change to mitigate this? It sounds like simple discipline isn't enough. It needs to be channeled creatively.
Exactly. The strategy must honor the fluid, creative nature of Pisces while benefiting the Leo placement. The data suggests you must find a form of exercise that feels like luxury, pleasure, and fun, not punishment.
Not a chore.
Not a chore. We are talking about high-end activities, perhaps swimming, competitive water sports, dance classes, or anything that integrates performance and joy. That's Leo with fluid movement, which is Pisces.
I see. So you're tricking yourself into being active.
You're funneling the expansive Jupiterian energy into fuel for an active, abundant lifestyle, rather than allowing it to stagnate into indulgence or overwork.
That's structural wellness. I like that. Designing your life so the expansion is productive. And then we come to a massive, intense personal climax in late summer, which is directly tied back to your identity and emotional needs. Let's analyze the profound impact of the August 28th partial lunar eclipse in Pisces.
An eclipse in your 1st house, the house of self, is always a non-negotiable spotlight.
No hiding from that.
No hiding. Lunar eclipses are about endings, culmination, and emotional release. This specific event is a powerful moment where a long-term personal goal manifests, or more likely for Pisces, where you are finally forced to assert your own needs over the demands of others.
We talked about this idea of you versus them. Since Pisces is the sign most prone to martyrdom, self-sacrifice, and, well, dissolving boundaries, how does this eclipse manifest that non-negotiable boundary drawing?
It forces a decision you've been avoiding for months, maybe even years.
For instance,
You might realize you have been taking on the emotional burden of a codependent friend or family member, allowing them to drain your energy. The eclipse brings this realization to a fever pitch, making the internal tension too much to bear. The energy is a demand. Either you prioritize your own vitality, the first house, or risk collapse.
it's a real ultimatum from the universe.
It is. This culmination is the moment you draw the hard line, the moment you demand fair compensation, emotional or material, for the energy you put out. It's profoundly liberating because it reinforces the structural maturity Saturn built in the first part of the year.
I find the connection to physical transformation fascinating here. The data hints at a physical shedding or bold change tied to this emotional release.
That's because the body stores stress. It's all connected. When you finally claim your space and assert your sovereignty, the body often responds by shedding the physical layer that was holding the tension.
So you could literally lose weight.
You could. Or you might make a bold public announcement that shifts your entire persona, dramatically change your appearance, a major hair color change, an overhaul of style. Think about that stored tension in the jaw, neck, or shoulders. This eclipse facilitates a major emotional release, perhaps to a massive realization, a cathartic burst of tears, or a confrontation that releases the knot you've been carrying. It's a full body and emotional reboot.
That is a powerful transition. With the personal identity finally settled, the foundational weight gone, and a new baseline of energy established, Pisces now has a massive reserve of freed up energy.
A huge reserve.
And the universe, specifically the transit of Saturn, immediately redirects that structured energy into the second key area of 2026, financial architecture and wealth building.
This shift represents the most monumental transition in your external material life. We have two major forces, Saturn, the taskmaster, and Neptune, the dissolver visionary entering Aries.
Which is your second house.
Your second house of earned income, value, and self-worth. This sequence signals the definitive end of identity confusion and the dedicated start of an intense, disciplined focus on your finances.
So the question changes.
The question is no longer who am I, but what is my worth and how will I build it?
Let's start with the hard hitter. The financial architect arriving on February 13th, the very same day Saturn leaves Pisces.
It is a powerful, non-negotiable cosmic transition. The second house is where we earn our money through labor, skills, or assets. It dictates our security and stability.
Okay.
Saturn entering the second house demands maturity, rigorous budgeting, and treating your money with the same respect and discipline you are forced to apply to your identity.
So if you've been a bit messy with money.
Saturn will enforce structure. This isn't a get-rich-quick scheme. The data is absolutely clear. Hard work and consistency pay off tangibly now. The goal is the structural development of wealth.
So building a safety net.
Building a solid safety net, focusing heavily on long-term benefits and savings, and avoiding quick, ephemeral schemes that lack substance.
I want to highlight the tension here. Aries is a fire sign, fast, aggressive, and sometimes impulsive. Saturn is slow, cold, and restrictive. How does this combination work in the second house of money?
That tension is the engine that drives success here. It's a great question. Saturn provides the structure, and Aries provides the drive to go get the money.
I see.
It forces Pisces, who can sometimes be disconnected from material reality, to aggressively engage with the tangible world. If you want to raise, that's Aries drive, you must prepare the data, the pitch, and the structure to support it. That's Saturn.
So the manifesting without a plan mindset is officially retired.
It's replaced by strategic, aggressive savings. You must treat your bank account like the mature structure you built your identity to be.
We also have to talk about Neptune's long-term influence here. Neptune, your traditional ruler, also moves into the money sector. How does the dreamy, nebulous planet of illusion interact with the strict taskmaster Saturn in the same house?
It creates a fascinating paradox that requires conscious effort to manage. On one hand, Neptune means your financial intuition actually sharpens.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, you might have a better sense of which investments are based on genuine vision and which are smoke and mirrors. But
There's always a but.
there is. If you lack Saturn structure, Neptune can lead to financial delusion, where you might overlook crucial details or put money into projects based purely on a feeling.
So how do you manage that?
The key is to use Neptune's vision to see the long-term goal, but utilize Saturn's discipline to build a solid, tangible, structure-like specific budgets, dedicated savings accounts, or detailed tax tracking for that wealth.
So the days of just hoping for the best are over.
They're replaced by strategic, grounded action.
So the freelancer Pisces needs to be meticulously separating tax money.
Meticulously.
And the employed Pisces needs to be negotiating for benefits packages and long-term retirement contributions, not just a one-time bonus.
Exactly. Focus on the architecture of lasting financial security.
Now, that sounds intense and demanding, but thankfully the universe provides an immediate counterbalance. Let's look at the sweetener and negotiation provided by Venus in Aries from March 6th to March 30th.
This is a beautiful, necessary window of opportunity. Venus is the planet of value, attraction, and appreciation. When it joins Saturn in your money sector, it softens the discipline and increases your magnetic attraction to money. This is absolutely the best month to ask for a raise.
Okay, mark the calendars.
Or attract a new lucrative client, or negotiate a better rate for your services.
Why is Venus in Aries so effective for negotiation, especially for a sensitive sign like Pisces?
Venus in Aries is confident, direct, and values immediate self-worth. It forces Pisces to bypass the typical fear of demanding what they deserve.
So it gives you courage.
It boosts your self-confidence, ensuring you communicate your value effectively and assertively, rather than waiting for someone to notice your hard work. This surge in confidence and cash flow occurs precisely when Saturn is forcing you to build that financial structure.
So it gives you the raw material to work with.
Exactly. You will feel more worthy of receiving, and the universe delivers favorable outcomes.
That confidence is quickly backed up by some aggressive earning power. Let's analyze the earnings spike versus impulse warning when Mars moves into Aries from April 9th to May 18th.
This transit is pure, concentrated ambition applied directly to income generation. Mars is the fire and drive, and you will feel intensely motivated to work multiple jobs, aggressively chase down outstanding invoices.
Go mode.
Go, pushing your business to profitability in record time. This is a period of high earning potential, a powerful hustle, and a belief that any financial mountain can be climbed through sheer effort.
But as we know, Mars is fire, and fire, especially in impulsive areas, can burn a hole right through your pocket.
This is where the crucial management of that energy comes in.
Yeah.
This combination is a volatile mix of earning and spending.
Right.
You might feel a sudden compelling urge to buy expensive items, to soothe yourself after the Saturnian pressure, or to celebrate your hard-won income.
How you handle that?
Since Saturn is still present, demanding structure and safety, the critical goal here is to ensure the saver side of your psyche wins over the spender side.
The battle of the wills.
It is. You must be highly disciplined, even aggressive, about funneling that newly earned income directly into savings or investment accounts to reinforce the safety net that Saturn is demanding.
So the hustle is great, but the savings need to be automated to bypass the impulse.
Absolutely. The structural discipline must be in place before the money hits the bank.
Finally, in the financial section, we hit a necessary delay toward the end of the year. Let's analyze the shared money review caused by the Venus retrograde.
Yes, from October 3rd to November 13th in the 8th house.
The 8th house. That's deep stuff.
It's a deep transformative house. It governs shared finances, debts, investments, taxes, spousal income, inheritance, insurance. It's where we merge resources.
Then Venus goes backward there.
When Venus, the planet of value, goes backward here, you will inevitably face delays, reviews, and necessary renegotiations in these merged areas.
So what does that look like in real life?
It could manifest as frustrating delays in loan applications, taxes taking longer than expected to process, insurance payouts getting stuck in red tape,
Oh, that sounds frustrating.
or needing to renegotiate shared bills or commissions with a partner or business associate.
This truly functions as a cosmic pause button, forcing us to stop pushing forward and instead look backward at the fine print. What is the key strategic advice for Pisces during this window?
This strategy is simple and defensive. Absolutely. Avoid applying for large new loans or mortgages
Why?
because the terms will not be favorable and major delays are guaranteed. Instead, use the time proactively. Treat this as an audit period.
Okay, so review everything.
Review existing fine print on all contracts, renegotiate shared financial burdens where possible, and most importantly, dedicate this time to paying off old debts.
So it's a cleanup period.
It's about cleaning up your financial agreements. The good news is that any money stuck in red tape like that delayed insurance payout or slow tax return should finally release quickly and favorably after Venus goes direct on November 13th.
So you end the year with a clean slate.
A meticulously clean financial slate.
Okay, let's move on. The professional journey for Pisces in 2026 is dynamic. It splits into 4 distinct phases that perfectly mirror the flow of energy we've been talking about.
It does. We start with creativity and luck, transition through job stability and execution, hit a strategic review, and end the year with intense, action-oriented collaboration.
Let's look first at phase 1, the creative flow. This lucky period is provided by Jupiter in Cancer in the 5th house from January until June 30th.
This is an immense stroke of luck for professional visibility and creative output. The 5th house is where you take risks and express your unique talents. Jupiter expands this.
So if your career is in the arts,
If your career involves art, entertainment, media, teaching, or taking calculated risks like launching a startup or a new creative product, this is your prime time.
and what's the vibe?
The data indicates that investors, bosses, and key decision makers are actively looking for visionary, imaginative ideas, and Pisces is uniquely positioned to deliver them.
So if Pisces has been harboring a brilliant, complex idea that felt too vulnerable or impractical to share, the first half of 2026 is the time to put it on stage.
Yes, the 5th house is the stage. Jupiter's presence provides the spotlight and the confidence. And right in the middle of that creative high, there's a powerful intention-setting moment.
Which is?
The March 18th new moon in Pisces. It's described as the best day to set large-scale professional intentions.
Why is this new moon so much more potent than others?
Because Saturn, the great suppressor of dreams, has just left your sign. That new moon is your personal New Year's Day, unburdened by self-doubt.
So you can dream big again.
For the first time in years, you can truly dream without the heavy fear or the restriction that the previous Saturn transit imposed. Use that day to set concrete, ambitious goals. It's a launchpad.
Moving past the summer, we hit phase 2, the job boom and staffing, as Jupiter moves into Leo.
Yes, the 6th house of work and routine, starting June 30th.
This sounds like the universe is saying, okay, the creative vision is set, now let's build the engine to execute it.
That is the perfect summary. This is the structural execution phase. For job seekers, this is perhaps the ideal transit, the best time in a decade, in fact, to find a reliable day job that offers not just a good salary, but excellent perks, strong benefits, and crucially, a healthy, supportive office environment.
It's the whole package.
Jupiter in the 6th house ensures that the volume of work available is abundant, but the quality of the environment is beneficial. You are looking for a system that supports you.
And for the Pisces who runs their own business, the volume must be intense. What does the universe offer to manage the overflow?
The volume of work will increase significantly, forcing you to scale. If you run a business, you will find yourself needing to hire staff, virtual assistants, or specialized contractors.
And Jupiter helps with that.
The universe actively supports finding the right, reliable team members during this time. Jupiter brings luck to your hiring and training processes. Your daily work life should become significantly easier and more joyful.
This phase culminates with the August 12th total solar eclipse in Leo. Eclipses are often dramatic resets. What specific area of the 6th house is being reset?
The reset occurs in your daily grind, your fundamental routine, or your workplace dynamic.
So what does that look like?
It could manifest as a major definitive break. For instance, quitting a toxic, low-paying job for a healthier, high-opportunity one.
A clean break.
Or, if you are established, this eclipse signals the successful launch of a brand new workflow system, major automation, or a technology upgrade that saves you critical hours every single week. It's a major positive shift.
As the year shifts into autumn, the forward momentum slows for a necessary professional checkup. We enter phase 3, strategy review and delays during that Venus retrograde again.
Right, October 3rd to November 13th. But this time we're looking at its effect in the 9th house of expansion and marketing.
Okay, so what does the 9th house cover?
It governs expansive concepts.
Yeah.
Higher learning, international business, publishing deals, large-scale marketing, and legal matters. When Venus retrogrades here, delays are almost guaranteed in these areas.
So projects get stalled.
Publishing deals might stall for contract review. Legal matters could face challenges. Or overseas business trips might be postponed. You're forced to review the value of your beliefs and expansion efforts.
So the universe is forcing Pisces to audit their long-term vision. What are the key strategic questions the listener should be asking?
You should question whether your current marketing strategy is reaching the right audience. Are your fees aligned with international standards? Do you need more training or certification to genuinely advance?
So no big launches or major new territory during this period.
Absolutely not. This is a time to review, refine, and renegotiate, not to push for new territory. Avoid launching major international campaigns or filing new lawsuits if you can. You are refining your trajectory.
Finally, we close the year with an aggressive surge of energy. Phase 4. The client rush in collaboration begins when Mars enters Virgo on November 25th.
Yes, your seventh house of business partnerships and open enemies. Mars brings high action, direct energy, and frequently confrontation.
So what does that feel like?
Your clients, competitors, or collaborative partners become highly active, motivated, and aggressive. Virgo is the sign of detail and precision, so this energy is focused on meticulous execution and closing deals.
So things can move fast.
You can finalize major contracts extremely fast, but it requires you to be equally sharp, direct, and focused on the fine print in return.
Since the 7th house also rules open enemies, the caution must be around conflict. How does Pisces manage this competitive dynamic without dissolving under pressure?
The competitive edge is necessary to close the year strong. However, since Mars rules conflict, a partnership could quickly turn into a competitive confrontation if boundaries aren't crystal clear.
So be meticulous.
You must channel the Virgo energy to be meticulous in your agreements. The key is to be ready to stand your ground in negotiations, backed up by the financial maturity you acquired earlier. Don't be overwhelmed by a partner's aggressive push.
Okay, let's switch gears to love. This is perhaps the most joyous sector for Pisces as the freedom gained in February. It must just directly translate into a huge boost in magnetic attraction.
It absolutely does. Huge boosts in opportunities for romance and deep connection.
Let's analyze the magnetic field immediately following Saturn's exit. We have two incredibly important windows that activate your self-worth and attract love.
First, we look at the period from February 10th to March 6th. Venus, the planet of love, beauty, and charm, is in Pisces,
In your own side.
in your first house of self. This makes you intensely magnetic, charming, and outwardly glowing. It's the best time of the year to update your look, invest in new clothing that expresses your true, unburdened self,
And just get out there.
and actively put yourself out there on first dates or social engagements. You possess a special sparkle that draws people in effortlessly.
And that magnetic attraction is then immediately backed up by the necessary energy for action. From March 2nd to April 9th, Mars, the planet of drive and passion, enters Pisces.
This combination of Venus and Mars is dynamic and rare. Mars provides the energy, the drive, and the high libido needed to actively pursue love and romance, moving past passive daydreaming.
Which Pisces can be prone to.
Very much so. Pisces often struggles with wistful thinking, waiting for love to find them. This transit gives you the assertive courage to move past just wishing for a partnership and to actually manifest it.
This high-energy pursuit feeds beautifully into the season of true love, provided by Jupiter in Cancer until June 30th.
Right, in the fifth house of romance, fun, and children. The fifth house is pure joy, dating, romantic gestures, butterflies, and creative bliss.
And Jupiter just makes it bigger.
Having expansive Jupiter here means the universe is supporting pleasure and fun. This is the best cosmic support for singles to meet someone new. The connections will feel light, optimistic, and easy.
And for couples.
For established couples, this is a highly fertile time, either literally for having children or figuratively for birthing a massive, joyful, creative project together. You find tremendous pleasure in the simple, everyday moments.
Given all this positive energy, the calm must settle into something major by late summer. Let's discuss the major relationship climax brought by the pair of eclipses.
Eclipses are destiny accelerators. They bring long, simmering issues to a definitive head. And we have two key moments.
Okay, what's the first one?
First, the March 3rd lunar eclipse in Virgo falls in your seventh house of partnerships. This eclipse is a major turning point specifically regarding the other person,
The partner.
your existing partner, or a new one. Virgo is the sign of analysis and service. Clarity arises about their reliability, their commitment. This culmination could manifest as a decision to commit fully in engagement or marriage.
Or the opposite.
Or, conversely, the clear decision that the relationship has run its course due to structural incompatibilities.
The decision here is based on the reality of the partnership, thanks to Virgo's grounded energy. But the second eclipse is even more personal. The August 28th lunar eclipse in Pisces.
This is the dramatic crescendo, the you versus them moment we defined earlier, but now applied directly to relationships. It acts as a blinding spotlight on your deepest emotional feelings and internal needs.
So if you've been sacrificing for a partner,
If you have been making long-standing sacrifices, perhaps taking a job you hate for a partner's stability, or constantly prioritizing their social calendar over your rest, this eclipse will force a reckoning.
another ultimatum.
It leads to a significant turning point where you choose your emotional needs first, potentially ending the martyrdom dynamic. But if the partnership is truly balanced and supports you,
It can be a good thing.
it's the moment you realize you are ready to fully merge your life, knowing your individual identity is safe within the partnership. It's an all-or-nothing moment.
Moving into autumn, post-climax, we encounter a necessary pause for introspection with the belief check during the Venus retrograde again.
Right. In the ninth house of beliefs and expansion, the ninth house governs shared, expansive values. Religion, politics, long-term philosophical outlook, travel plans.
Things that have to align for the long haul.
Exactly. When Venus retrogrades here, you might feel a profound disconnect with a partner on these foundational items. Maybe you realize your career goals require international travel and they want to stay home. Long-distance relationships feel this strain acutely.
How can Pisces best navigate this confusion of values without defaulting to emotional drama?
The challenge is actually a cosmic invitation to build deeper intimacy. Instead of pushing for forward momentum like booking a big trip, this is a superb time for depth and psychological analysis.
Have the hard conversations.
Have the deep, revealing conversations that clarify whether your fundamental long-term philosophies truly align. Use the time to revisit a place you love with your partner to reconnect on a nostalgic level.
Finally, we end the year with the team effort when Mars enters Virgo on November 25th.
Back in the 7th house of partnerships.
This is the relationship sprint we mentioned, action-oriented energy and partnership.
Correct. You end the year ready to team up, focusing intense, active energy on others. This could manifest as powerful, intense business collaboration to finalize year-end goals.
Or in the relationship.
Or it could mean reigniting a romantic spark with highly energetic, purposeful dates and activities. Intriguingly, this action-oriented energy in the 7th house often translates into couples committing to physical health goals together.
Oh, like signing up for a race.
Signing up for a couple's marathon or finding a workout buddy system.
That makes the health goals we talked about earlier much easier to maintain as you have a partner providing the motivation and structure.
It creates accountability. But the warning remains. Mars can introduce conflict or irritability, especially with Virgo's focus on intense details.
Right.
Don't let arguments or feistiness from a partner about scheduling or tasks ruin your sleep or appetite, which are crucial components of that Jupiterian health cycle you established earlier.
So manage the conflict while collaborating.
Exactly.
Okay, before we wrap up, let's provide a structured recap of the most potent dates and windows for you to note down, marking the major transitions of 2026.
Absolutely.
Start us off with the personal freedom and breakthrough dates that define your entire year.
The single most impactful date for immediate personal relief and freedom, marking the end of the heaviest pressure cycle, is February 13th. Mark that day.
Okay.
The best date for a final personal breakthrough, culmination, and non-negotiable decision about your identity is the eclipse on August 28th.
And for love and romance, where should Pisces focus their energy?
The absolute best dates for general dating luck, romance, and fun, a truly buoyant, expansive period, are in the first half of the year, January 1st through June 30th, thanks to Jupiter.
And for pure attraction.
The period of highest personal attraction, where you are simply magnetic, is immediately after Saturn leaves, especially the window around February 10th through March 6th.
Let's lock down the strategic financial dates where the earning and saving focus must be maximized.
The new structural era of financial discipline and wealth building begins on February 13th onwards. That's a long-term build.
And the best time to ask for a raise.
The best dates for that or attracting new clients are March 6th to March 30th. Be assertive and clear in that window.
And finally, the career opportunities and the necessary cautions for navigating delays.
The best date for finding job stability, hiring excellent staff, or finding a healthier work environment is June 30th onwards, when Jupiter enters your work sector.
And the dates to avoid.
And remember, the crucial window to avoid applying for new loans, mortgages, or launching major international initiatives is during the Venus retrograde, October 3rd to November 13th.
Use that time for review.
Purely for review, financial cleanup, and strategy refinement.
We've analyzed how 2026 brings Pisces an unparalleled level of freedom and vitality after years of intense structural cosmic tests. Now that the immense pressure is finally off your identity, the universe asks you to fully integrate that maturity into your material world. The focus shifts entirely to self-worth.
Not just the feeling of it.
Not just in the abstract philosophical sense, but structurally in your bank account, your salary, and the respect you demand from clients and partners. This is the year where your external reality must match your internal growth.
It has to.
So we leave you with this final provocative thought. You have the structure, you have the vision, and you have the momentum. What specific measurable action will you take this year to ensure your external value, the material reality of your life, finally matches the internal maturity and resilience you fought so hard to gain over the last 2 years?
Thank you for joining us for this in-depth analysis of the powerful year ahead for Pisces.
We wish you a liberating, strategically successful, and truly abundant 2026. See you next time on Horoscope TV.
Thanks for tuning in to this edition of Horoscope TV. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to follow the show so you don't miss the next forecast. Can't wait for the next episode? You don't have to. Get more astrology insights and read your daily horoscope right now at horoscope.tv. That's horoscope.tv. We'll see you in the next episode.